Okay, so I just wanted to come in because I had a few questions on blooming, and I thought I might as well do a little video where I address different things and a little bit about the structure of the course, what's going to be happening, what are we going to be, what's the kind of format, and you know, things about the resources, how long you get to access them for, and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a video addressing everything. Let me just see the questions here. And first of all, to say that the course is going to be a live mentorship. So you get to be with me live on a Zoom call, and that's going to be happening on Wednesdays at the moment. Wednesday is the day it's going to be happening in the afternoon. So US based people, you can come on board as well if you need to, because the time difference, it means that you're going to have to be available in the daytime, in the morning. So here's the thing. With the course, it's a live mentorship. So that means that I'm going to be there with you on the call. I'm going to be able to introduce 12 different core modules every single week. So those core modules are going to be addressing anything from like setting up the right mindset, really understanding the kind of setting up the space and the practice, kind of helping you kind of clear your mind and get into a space of neutrality energetically so that you can practice reading energy. Of course, I'm going to give you the fundamentals of reading energy. I'm going to give you also a particular audio that really helps you get you into a theta vibration. So it helps bring your energy into a space of neutrality so that it's a lot easier to read energy and follow the instructions that I give you. Now, sorry, I've got something in my eye. The resources you get to have access to for lifetime. So basically, these are PDF worksheets that get you to reflect on a couple of things as well, and you get to have lifetime access. You also get to have lifetime access of the video tutorials. So you get a video tutorial, and then you get a PDF that actually really breaks down some of the stuff that we talked about on video, maybe some of the highlights. But on the video, on the actual call rather, which is going to then turn into a video, you get to have, and you have a replay for life, you get to have not only the lessons that I'm going to be introducing you to, like doing the actual tuition, you're also going to be having the space for practice. So in a way, you know, for those who might feel like they want to like dodge the bullet during the week, you can't escape it. You have to practice with the other people there. And you also get to ask a lot of questions that could be either related to the lesson or generally anything around relating to reading energy. Now, I know this is one of the things that somebody asked. I know that the actual course is like a certification around becoming a psychic soul oracle guide, but it is actually really you're not doing any oracle cards, right? So a lot of people love doing them. I love using them, but we're really reading energy clairvoyantly. So we're tuning to all six senses really, but the medium, the real kind of access point that I'm teaching you most sort of like kind of the most focus is on is actually clairvoyant energy. And trust me when I tell you, I haven't met one person who hasn't managed to do it so far. You're going to do it and reach a level of like comfort and trust in it that you're not going to be able to doubt it. I'm going to be with you. That's why this needs to be 3 months. I'm going to be with you until you really get to the point where you feel 100% comfortable. Yeah. So yeah, we don't do oracle readings in terms of cards. We don't involve cards. You can incorporate them for yourself. It's a lot more immediate. It's a lot more direct reading energy as you see it through the images that you will receive. Now, this is the other thing people were asking me, is this connected to you know, where are you reading from? So the particular kind of approach that I personally have, because there's readings that happen in different ways, but I'm teaching you to read the messages that come, that it could be even like source energy, but they're coming through your higher self. So you connect with the messages of your higher self, and those are very kind of like, they can feel a lot more accessible. It's a lot more innate as a kind of thing to connect with as well. And it is essentially the language of the soul. As I said, you get a lot of the information on the form of images, and they are nothing to do with imagination, which I wanted to, it wasn't a question around this, but I wanted to say, this is not about you imagining something. This is not about you like assuming something or reading characteristics and making a reading on the basis of that. It has nothing to do with the external stimuli. It's all to do with energy. And when people start to connect with that, they're blown away to see what's possible to access. That is nothing to do with, you know, a person looking in a particular way and then making an assumption. It's nothing to do with that. It's all pure reading energy. And so yes, it's not to do with imagination. It's not that you're imagining and you have an active imagination. This is purely something different, reading energy psychically. So just to be clear, and yes, it happens through your higher self, the one that I actually teach the particular thing. Now, this is not a modality, like you are the modality. The thing that I'm teaching you here is like, goes beyond modalities. This is not like an external tool. Essentially, what I'm doing is helping you really hone into what's already been there. And people are amazed to see what's possible when they actually access that. Like they feel like, oh, gosh, that was already, I just never, nobody has told us it was there and nobody has told us how to use it. So this is why it's so groundbreaking, because it's almost like, this is not an added kind of skill, an added kind of thing that I get to teach you that belongs to the universe. This is this is like direct communication and direct insight that you get from your higher self. Absolutely, it can also come from like, at times you will get like a message from a guide. As you get to connect more and more, you know, you might get other things, but essentially the thing I teach is through the messages that come through the higher self, right? So your higher self is the mediator, if you see what I mean, for this particular way that I'm teaching. So yes, you have the video recordings for life. So because sometimes people want to have that refresher where they can go to the video tutorial like a couple of years down the line to really redo it. And also to say that you do have an allocated, dedicated body to practice on, because I found that having somebody to do outside the work that we do on the weekly calls, I give you exercises to do at home, either by yourself or with your body. And I found that having that contact makes a hell of a lot of difference on you developing refining your skill and also really deepening your connection and your trust. So, and I've had women who are long after the course is gone, they continue either doing voice messages, tuning in, asking each other, can you tune in to tell me something's going on with my son? Can you tune in and tell me what's going on, what's happening, what the messages you receive? Another one might be like, though, or just meeting online with them, having a weekly Zoom call or whatever. That's not mandatory, but I found that people really love doing that because they deepen and they just get obsessed with reading energy. Once you really hone into it, you just can't sort of ignore it. It just feels like too much fun, and the insight is incredible, and you just don't want to you can't live life after that, you know. And that's what I think one of the things I found with the course is like, it changes your life on a foundational level. It's impossible to, once you learn to tune in, it's impossible to not want to do it, to not want to live your life just feeding in from the information outside of yourself, when you can access that deeper knowledge, that deeper insight. And it can be anything. It can be from medical intuition, from physical ailments, like misalignments, blocks, emotional blocks, spiritual, mental, all those kind of things. They do come. You will find the information for everything. And this is one of the things that people find really hard to get a hang around that. Once they get into the course and see, oh my gosh, there is access to all these things. And it feels like such different, like you couldn't even have imagined that you would have been coming up with that information. So you're not making it up. You're just literally reading what you receive. And you see that and you start trusting it the moment you start reading for people that you know nothing about, nothing about their lives, the backgrounds, and you start seeing things that they got, like, how do you know this about me? So it's a really interesting thing, you know. And as I said, with this course, it's like, for me, you might have nothing to do with, like, no interest in prediction, you know. For me, prediction is an added thing, but it's not really why I'm teaching this course. I love doing the teaching this more as a way of connecting with information that helps you come into deeper alignment. So if, for instance, you tune into somebody and you find, like, you know, you see a blog, for instance, you know, or you see something in their lifestyle. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and you can't, like, you know, say it was for your sister, so for a family member. It's almost like, and you know where the solution is. It's once you've seen it clairvoyantly, it's almost like it's very difficult to not want to do something about it, and not to align yourself with kind of a lifestyle or a way of being, or even make a tweak or something that's going to really kind of bring you back into course. Like, I really found myself massively kind of improving the results I gave to my clients, that my clients got, because I could really see what's going on with them. Like, without, in seconds, I can really tap into someone's energy, and I can get information about where the blocks is, the misalignments, their emotional life, what's really going on with them. And I share that with them. And sometimes it's information that they hadn't been even too in touch with themselves to even know that was happening. But the majority of the times they say, gosh, this feels so spot on. And so it's like, it's very, from then onwards, you know, it's very hard to not want to do something about it once it's been witnessed. And especially if you see that for yourself or people you love, you know, you kind of like, you can't help yourself but want to, like, do something to, like, shift that behavior if you're seeing it for yourself, or say to your friend, look, this is what I'm seeing. So it's this thing that, in a way, you get this, like, access to hidden information that really changes lives. And I can't stress that enough. For me, it has really changed my life, you know. But it's also still sort of on a very everyday level. Like, you can, like, what do I want to cook for the week ahead, and feeling into things. And I'm not, he won't be into that, thinking of my son putting priority. Oh yeah, he'd be really into that though, you know. So it's like, kind of like, you know, or just like, I'm not meant to leave the house now, I'm meant to leave in an hour, you know, stuff like that. It helped me with launches, knowing when I'm supposed to launch, when I'm not meant to launch, with the kind of challenges I need to have on board, the kind of, like, for my work, or the kind of material courses. It's all been flowing so much more. And now the mentorship I teach, they always make me money, because they're aligned, and because I get the information I need. And I'm sharing this because, you know, with this particular course, I'm particularly also helping men and women integrate it as a skill into their existing client work, if you're a business owner, with the certificate, and really kind of, like, incorporate it as part of what you do. And it really goes hand in hand with so many different modalities, no matter what you do, physical therapy to emotional, psychological, spiritual, you know, being a healer, whatever. I haven't seen it not fitting with something. And in a way, it becomes part of your ecosystem of, like, expertise and skill set, and how you use it. It becomes so ingrained and so natural that it's like you just feel so much more empowered, because, again, you don't look outside of yourself for answers. You just know, you can tune in and see what people need. It sounds a little bit too good to be true as I share it. I promise you it's not. I've seen clients of mine finishing this course and they go on to make money. Like, they've been asking either for donations. Others, like, one of them has finished, like, started a new group space, running with women, doing, like, meditations and doing other stuff. Like, she's a chiropractor, and she does some kind of, she's been so guided to, like, after this course, to, like, she's been so inspired to live more intuitively, and her work to take more of that intuitive twist. And she incorporates readings now when she tunes into the energy of her clients, and they're loving it, and she's loving it, and it's like, it's really kind of been changing her life. And so, yeah, so you know, it's part of the work that we do in the practice, that you get so comfortable and trusting into the skills that you learn, that in a way, and it's part of also the curriculum where you get to like practice on people. So it's almost like you feel ready to do this. And for those who are ready to charge money for that, that's also great. You know, do little meditations, and then incorporate some of the readings or in their existing work at the end of a session with a client, also doing a bit of intuitive reading with them. People love it. You have no idea how much, and they end up wanting to book to do more work for other things as well, because it develops deeper trust levels with you when you can see what's really going on for them. So I really wanted to share that. Yes, it's a certified course, so you get a really incredible certificate that I'm so like happy to give. And the reason I wanted to do the certificate, to be honest, is because I really want to ground the skill of intuition, of particularly when I say intuition, this is about psychic energy, reading energy, right? I really want it to be a grounded thing in the world. So that people really trust it, as they get also to trust the practice, and it feels something very tangible. So for those who really complete the homework, you get to really get a certificate, and it's also something you can use for your insurance. So as you get insured, you can show that certificate, and it can be another sort of like, you know, a tool in your toolbox that you can really kind of use officially in your work and feel very confident about doing so as well. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to do it, because I feel like as we move into this new paradigm of living, I feel, and as we kind of like, for me, I see it like the more we tap into our psychic skills and into our kind of deeper, more refined aspect of our intuition, I think that, you know, it feels a bit like we're reopening the mystery schools that were closed all these years ago, where we've lost the power, where we really lost the connection. So for me, I really feel like that as a really deeper mission to kind of like help kind of really kind of shout it out and really put that plug, like, you know, when you go into a new planet, you put a plug. It feels a bit like, yes, let's reopen our mystery schools, you know, let's put the open sign on, and like, in a way, it's kind of like this kind of course will connect you to your own mystery school, to your more innate wisdom that comes through your higher self and through the images of your higher self. And you will not want to go back once you do that. And it feels like, to me, you know, that's kind of like the part that it plays as a kind of the type of training, the part that it plays feels very significant in terms of when we look at the collective and we look at the planet's consciousness, and, you know, needing to move more towards reclaiming those gifts that for so long we stepped away from, or that we just were not claiming, you know, or we had forgotten. So it's about remembering, and it's about reactivating and going through that door and really kind of not turning backwards. So that's why I really wanted that certificate as another way of like grounding it into your life. So as a solid skill and something that you claim it with confidence, you know. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the course. If there's any questions, please ask, and I will below this video, I will respond. Really looking forward to starting on Wednesday. Yeah, and as I said, there's going to be plenty of practice that is going to make it kind of, in a way, difficult to not drop into that space of trust. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, and really looking forward to it. If you have any questions, if you want to see the link with the program information more in detail, yes, I forgot to say it's £695. Next round it would be £888, right? So this is the last time it will be offered at this price. So you want to jump in. If you're one of those people that needs to be too expensive to jump into something, don't make the mistake, because you know, the value is incredible. It's way over 1K, to be honest, for this course. I just want to make it as accessible as possible for people, because I think that, you know, there's a lot of skepticism. People feel very triggered by the word psychic, but I think it's important we reclaim it. You know, it's important to really kind of sit with the trigger a bit and just sort of like really claim it for what it is. And so I would say, yes, it's £695, but you can pay in 6 monthly installments of 120. Or if you need 4 installments, it's another a bit more than 120. I don't remember what it is now. So yeah, or you can pay in full, £695. Okay. And yeah, I would love to welcome you if you feel this would be for you. I can't recommend this course enough. No, I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but lots of lovely testimonials that I want you to see. I'm going to share more over the days as well. So just ask me for the link if you want. And I look forward to to see if you want to come on board to Blooming starting on Wednesday. And if not, absolutely no issue. Just if you want to connect more, I run a different mentorship for those who are really kind of into alignment and soul expansion and are building businesses. So that's something separate I do if that's more of interest to you. But no, if you come on Blooming, because some of the women like to come from there, they want to then graduate to ST on my other mentorship, which is 6 months, you will get a discount as well. So that's always what I do. And I really take care of you, all my students and my clients. It means a big deal for me, community that we're building. It's a big deal. And I'm very keen on seeing the community of intuitive psychic women and men, because this program is open to men as well, growing. I'm very, very keen on that. So anyway, lots of love for me. I will speak to you soon. Mwah.